Hello, I am Amy Rolfus, the County Clerk and the Chief Elections Officer in St. Joseph County in the great state of Indiana. I've created a short video series called Voting 101, and this episode is Early In-Person Absentee Voting. I want you as the voter to better understand the elections process. And just as importantly, I want you to know what you can do before you go to vote to make it easier for you and the other voters. In this general election, every registered voter can vote, no matter where you live in St. Joseph County. So every registered voter should make a plan to vote. St. Joseph County is a vote center county, and that means on Election Day, you can vote at any vote center location in the county. For a list of vote center locations, go to indianavoters.com. We here in our elections division are committed to being transparent, bipartisan, and professional, so you can be sure of a free and fair election in St. Joseph County. We expect a very large turnout, so let's get started with Voting 101, Early In-Person Absentee Voting. As you can see, we have all the real election equipment here to show you what to expect during early voting. I want to introduce Chris, who is our lead vote machine technician for St. Joseph County, knowing everything about the equipment. Chris works in a bipartisan team to ensure the election is, again, transparent, professional, and bipartisan. Chris will act as an election worker for this demonstration. This is Sonia, who is a project coordinator for our Work the Vote program. It's a program to recruit vote center workers, and Sonia will act as our poll pad clerk checking in our demonstration. And this is Doug the voter. Doug is acting as our early in-person absentee voter. We begin by Doug the voter arriving at the vote center between 8 and 4:30. Now, to find an early vote center near you, go to indianavoters.com. So, our voter Doug has been waiting in line for about 30 minutes, and he has his photo ID in his hand, ready to give to the clerk. He has finally arrived at the poll pad check-in. He gives his photo ID, which is his driver's license, to Sonia. Sonia looks at the photo to make sure it looks like Doug, and then she scans the back of the license to bring up Doug's voter registration information.
Doug, has your address changed?
Yes, it has.
Because this is not your current address, you'll have to go back to that line to change your address. I'm sorry.
I should have gone to indianavoters.com.
As Doug said, go to indianavoters.com to check your registration and update your address or a name change. indianavoters.com, address change or name change. Well, here comes Doug back from his address change. Now he is ready to check in. Sonia checks him in. Doug signs the poll pad. And the signature, again, confirms that he is the one that's voting. The poll pads are the only voting machines that are connected to the internet, so we can make sure a voter can only vote one time and cannot go to another vote center and try to vote again. Sonia is going to give Doug a security envelope that will be marked with the type of election, which is a general election, and the date of the election, which is November 5. Other than that, the envelope is not yet filled in. The envelope is the final step before depositing the ballot in the ballot box. So after he signs the poll pad, a QR ticket is printed, and that will be used to activate the Freedom Vote machine, where Doug's ballot will appear on the computer tablet based on where he resides in St. Joseph County. Chris is going to tell us a little bit about the Freedom Vote machine.
So after you get the ticket, you come over here to the Freedom Vote machine, you scan the ticket. The ticket will come up on the screen. What you want to check to make sure is the precinct lines up with the ticket, and then the voter will be ready. The voter acknowledges that the ticket does align, That's the precinct he lives in, and then he will start the vote. I will then go over 2 instruction pages just to make sure that he or she understands what to do while they're voting.
Got it.
And then they'll go to the first question, and then it's up to the voter to make their choices.
We're pretending that Doug has made his selections, reviewed them, and hit print. Now he has his ballot in the hand. And I said in the last video, the ballot actually looks to me like a CVS receipt. You'll see it in a minute. In this general election in November, the ballot is 20 screens long on the Freedom Vote machine. So it is quite a long ballot. And here comes the ballot that Doug has. He is going to check to make sure that he's voted, the votes that he recorded are the votes that are there. He takes his ballot to the clerk's table, where we have a bipartisan team of clerks, and he puts his ballot face down on the table so that his ballot remains secret. The clerks, 1 Democrat and 1 Republican, initial the back of the ballot to provide another security check. So after the clerks initial the back of the ballot, Doug places the ballot himself, the voter places the ballot in the secrecy envelope, and then he closes that ballot. He closes the envelope. And then Doug the voter signs the name and dates the envelope. After Doug signs the envelope, both clerks must sign their names on the security envelope to ensure every step of the way it's bipartisan. Now the clerks are going to sign it too.
All right.
Great. Doug now takes the security envelope to the ballot box and places it in the slot. Now, when the ballot box is full, or it is at the end of the day, the ballots are transported by a bipartisan team to our secure ballot room that is under 24-hour camera surveillance, accessed only by a bipartisan team of election workers who must log in and out of the room. When no bipartisan team is working in the room is locked with a Democrat lock and a Republican lock to ensure both parties must be present to open the room. The ballots are stored in the ballot room until Election Day, when then we count all the ballots. So Doug the voter is all done, and he gets his I voted sticker to wear. Thanks for watching, and be sure to go to indianavoters.com to check and update your registration so you don't have to wait in another line like Doug the voter. See you next time.